Hello guys and welcome back. So now in this video we're gonna store our mouse smoothing and mouse sensitivity and then loading it back again. So for that what we're gonna do now is simply get back to the settings manager. Okay, then after this difficulty hard, let's create a reference to both of our sliders. So we'll say public slider. The first one is smoothing, the second one is sensitivity. So smooth speed slider, then the second one is sensitivity slider. Okay, once you have a reference to this, then after this what we want to do is right here in the start on the top, okay, on the top of the start method before the load settings method, what we're going to do, we will set the minimum and maximum values for the smooth speed slider and the sensitivity slider. And the reason we are doing this is we want the slider values to be limited. Okay, for example, for the smooth speed slider we will set the minimum 1 and the maximum 10, and for the sensitivity we will set the minimum 1 and maximum 5. If I show you the sensitivity sliders in the panel controls, you can see right here we have this minimum and maximum values, okay, for both of these. So we want to set these. So right here, first of all, we will set the smooth slider minimum value to 1, and then copy it and paste it down below. Change this to max, and the maximum value for this will be 10. Okay, then for the, let me actually copy this, paste it down below. Now change this to sensitivity slider, the next one as well. So for the sensitivity, the minimum will be 1, the maximum will be 5. Alright, so whenever now the game starts, the minimum and maximum value will be set up already. Now after this, what we're gonna do now, when we save the settings, now we want to save our sensitivity as smooth level as well. So first of all, before saving anything, first of all we're gonna convert the input values to the appropriate data types. Okay, as you know that for the smooth and sensitivity sliders we have a sliders. Okay, so we want to convert that values to float. Okay, so in order to convert it, we will create a float by the name of smooth speed, and this will be equals to smooth speed slider dot value. Okay, so now whatever the slider value is, it will be stored inside this smooth speed. Let's also do it for the sensitivity slider as well. Actually, we can name this as sensitivity. Okay, and this will be equals to sensitivity slider dot value. So now once you convert it, after this now we need to save it as well. So right here what we're gonna do now is we will say player prefs dot set float. We want to set the smooth speed. Okay, so whatever is the value of the smooth speed, okay, it will be stored inside the smooth speed player pref. Alright, then let's do it for the sensitivity as well. So we will say dot set float, and then we're gonna name the player pref as sensitivity and equal whatever is in the sensitivity float variable, it will be equals to sensitivity player pref. Alright, and then the game will be saved. Alright, now we also want to load this data as well. So right here in the start method, after this uh, actually inside the load settings method right here, after the zombie per wave, we will say if player prefs dot has key, and this time it is smooth speed. Okay, then what we're gonna do, we will say whatever is inside the player pref smooth speed will be equals to our smooth speed slider value. Okay, but first of all we need to retrieve it and save it inside some float. So right here we created this float, but as you can see this float cannot be accessed outside this safe settings. So what we're gonna do, we will copy it and let's paste it right here. Okay, then let's copy the other one and paste it up here. Then you can just simply remove the float from there. Okay, that is all. So now when we are loading the data, so what we're gonna do, we will equal the smooth speed will be equals to player prefs dot get float, and we want to get the value from the smooth speed. Okay, so now this time whatever that is stored inside the smooth speed will be equals to this smooth speed float. Okay, let's make it a serialize field and the next one as well. All right, so once we have a value stored inside the smooth speed, now we want to change the slider value as well. Okay, let me show you. We want to change this slider value according to the uh, uh, smooth speed value. Okay, so for example, if it is 10, then it will be shown as 10, and if it is 5 or 10 or whatever it is, it will be shown like this. Okay, so right here we will say sensitivity, actually the smooth speed slider. So we will say smooth speed slider dot value equals to smooth speed. Okay, and right here make sure that you add semicolons like this so that it don't show this error. Okay, as you can see the errors are gone. It was due to this missing semicolons. So now it will load the data, the smooth speed data, and store it inside the smooth speed, and then we change the smooth speed slider value to the smooth speed. Okay, and we can do the same for our sensitivity. Copy that, paste it down below right here. We will now say sensitivity, then sensitivity will be equals to sensitivity, and then the sensitivity slider dot value will be equals to sensitivity. Okay, that is all. Now if we save this, and now in the start method, as you know that in our previous video we have removed the default values for our time between waves and zombie waves, so let's add that back again. At the top zone, time between waves will be equals to 10f. Let me check it out. Okay, 10f, and zombie per wave is 4. Zombie per wave equals to 4. Okay, and also if we check our camera controller right here, the sensitivity is 2 by default and smooth speed is 10. So what we're gonna do, we will uh, set the smooth speed by default to 10. Okay, and the sensitivity by default will be 2. Okay, make sure that you do it on top of this everything, okay, before these values, or actually after these values, because right here, if you notice, we are setting the minimum and maximum value. So if the minimum and maximum value is not set up first, okay, then these values will not work, okay, the smooth speed and sensitivity. So what we're gonna do, we can just actually cut that whole line from there and paste it right after this. Okay, that was all the changes needed to do. Now if we click on main menu, here is everything. Let's start the game. For now, as you know that we didn't set any smoothing or sensitivity, so it's gonna load. Actually it is not loading, okay, because we didn't apply the sliders. Okay, we forgot to do that. I mean, there is a lot of things going on, so I forgot to do that. Okay, so drag and drop the slider, the smoothing slider, then the sensitivity slider, and that is all. Okay, now if we play it again, so as you can see, the values are added automatically. The sensitivity by default is set to 3. I don't know why. I think it gets stored automatically, but now let's go ahead and check it out. Let's change the values. As you can see right here, the values are changing. Let's make both of them as 0. Save the game. Let's click on exit. Let's play it again. Right here, as you can see, the values loaded is 1 and 1, and this is because the minimum value for the mouse smoothing and mouse sensitivity was 1. Okay, we set it up as 1. Okay, it is actually not 0, it is 1. Okay, so now if we set it, this mouse smoothing to 10, and let's set the mouse sensitivity to, let's just say 3. As you can see right here, the values. Click on save. As you can see, it is saved as 10 and 3.00, and you can read it by your own. Now if we close the game, play it again. Now as you can see, the values loaded are the same as we saved. Okay, and if we check the sliders, as you can see, the sliders values are also loaded as we saved. Okay, so our menu is working perfectly fine. Now the next thing which we will be adding is the maps option. So if you select this first map and then play the game, then this first map should be played, and if we select the second one, then the second map should be played. Okay, so now with this done, let's end this video right here.